Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man giving you the truth. The truth. I talk about everything on this channel. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. And I offend people sometimes, but I would say that if I'm offending you too much, you don't want to hear this truth, or you don't like what I'm saying, then I would encourage you to find some videos that you like what they're saying, because nobody's making you listen to what I'm talking about. Now, with that being said, I want to talk today about a little bit more about marriage, and I'm going to show you both sides. I'm going to give you both sides of this argument. Number one, as I always like to go back to, in the Bible, the Most High said is not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's actually bad. That man should be alone. He said, I will give him a helpmate. And some translations say a wife suitable for him. Suitable for him. That means that whatever way she helps him is going to be suitable. It's going to make things better. That's when marriage should happen. But here's the problem we face in our generation. Women get old, and a lot of them, they become like witches. Like you can't expect nobody to be the same as when they're young, physically. And things don't change mentally, but I've literally seen hundreds of people. Even always, one thing about me is I'm a prophet. That word prophet means watcher. But even before I found my calling, I've always been watching people. Like, I've always been the type to watch people since I was a kid. I just be watching everything, listening. And some of the things I see, again, this is hundreds of examples. I see a lot of women, like if you see them when they were younger, and you see them now, it's like now they act like witches, basically. Like when they were young, they were happy-go-lucky. They you know. Now you see them in the same person that they were happy to be with 20, 30, 40 years ago. They despise them now. And this happens over and over again. And this is why divorce is at an all-time high. People say, well, people still getting married. That don't mean they're not going to get divorced. Let's see them. Okay, if they're in their 20s right now, let's say they're 23. Let's see where they at 13 years from now. 15, 20. Let's see if they still sleeping in the same room, still enjoy each other's company, still have lust for each other. Let's see. Or are they sliding comments in about this guy being cute? Or this guy, or you always talking about this guy. Biggest fan for this guy. Hate your guts. See, these are the type of things that happen over and over and over. Now, Coach Greg Adams is doing a live right now about a lawsuit. I think it happened in Britain, where the sheik, he's like a foreign dignitary, like he one of the top people, I think, in one of those other countries, is being forced to pay his wife $700 million. Now, let me ask you something, man. This is why marriage is too freaking risky. For him, he'll be fine. He'll still have more money than he'll ever be able to spend in his life. But what about the everyday people like me and you that make 40, 50, 60,000 a year? And you take half of that, now you're in poverty. That's why marriage is too risky. These people, you got to realize something. They're not going to be the same down the line. And sometimes it's too hard of a pill for a lot of us guys to swallow. Remember, it's not good that man is alone. We'll send him a help. Once they stop helping you, once a help turns into a hurt, now it's good that you be alone. Because if they can't help you, You should be alone. See, now these women got it in their mind. They done flipped the script. They ain't thinking about the Bible and what it say. How they supposed to help. They looking at getting the bag, securing the bag. Man, once again, Prophet Howard, truth man, was able to catch himself. But sometimes, like, the most heinous words come in my mind when I think about this stuff. When I just think about how this is happening to so many people. Like, you start having kids, you want to be around your kids, you want to raise your kids, and now you fall out with her, and now some other dude is under the same roof as your kids. And I just saw a video on Red Pill King's channel where the dude was talking plenty stuff. All the guy was doing was trying to pick up his kids, and he did right by recording them. This stuff is as they say, off the chain. It's just ridiculous. Off the heezy, whatever they say. And guys just keep setting themselves up for this. You just keep getting, you like that mouse trying to get that little cheese. Trying to get that crumb. Just gonna get trapped. And it's people like me, it's people like these other guys, there's many of them on here just trying to give you warnings, trying to help you. And yes, we should be supporting them financially. That's not a bad thing that these guys trying to help you. See, the simp, soft, wimpy dudes who still trying to impress these women. I saw this one guy that he basically was like that. I saw him. I said, well, if it ain't the women rights advocate himself. Because something happened with me on the job where I don't hold it against him, but he really could have stood up for me more, us being men. He took their side. And there's a lot of guys out there like that. And you might as well, if you know any guys like that, I don't care if it's your brother, cousin, whoever they are, son, whoever. You might as well just let them find out the hard way then. Don't try to save them. They don't want to be saved. Don't try to save them. Just let them find out the hard way. And when they come back to you, just don't even say nothing. Don't even say, man, I tried to tell you, man. Don't even say it. A woman is not helping you in an open marriage. How is that helping you? A woman is not helping you when she putting her mouth on other men. Opening up, doing acts on and for other men. That's not a help me. You good by yourself. It's good that you be alone if that's what you got. Kids or no kids. It's time to start getting rid of these chicks. If they don't want to do right, if they don't want to be a help, man, get rid of them and let them cry, let them do whatever. Let them hit you with child support or whatever. But life is too short to just keep putting up with this. And if they try to hit you too tough, listen, I'm gonna help you. If you got one of these witches that I'm talking about, that's terrible. You don't be having sex. She give everybody else props more than you. She disrespect you with her mouth. Get rid of her, and if she tries to hit you up, then hey man, you know, it's time for you to start having some under the table hustles. And get in there and like, no, that's all I got. They say, well, you a preacher, you telling them to lie. Don't let your righteousness get you in a trap. You got to give account for your righteousness and your evils anyway before God. Don't give, if your wife is a witch and she try to hit you up with all this money, man, don't be going out here going all out to give it to her. Be like, oh, okay, she want to do that. Let's see, my kids is 10. That means for the next 8 years, I'm going to take a little pizza job where I got tips that I can hide. And I'm gonna just wait till this period pass I'm gonna do my little side hustles that only you and God know about. Let me show you something about the Most High. When the Most High doesn't agree with a process, he views it totally differently. That's just take it how you want. Anything that's not condoned by him, yeah, he'll, like when you go to be judged by him, he will mention it. But it's not going to be of great punishment. Like if you, let's say your wife was just with child support, that's not even God's system. Alimony is not even a system. What they did in the Bible, like when they got divorced, the woman went on her way, the kids stayed with their dad. She never took the kids. Look it up. Look it up. Look at biblical time divorces. But now, it's like some of them will be the whole time they'll be setting you up. It's not always the case, but some of them the whole time, they don't even like you. You're not even their first, second, or third choice. And so when things don't work out, and you ever notice how when a woman didn't want you, those be the messiest divorces. Those be the messiest breakups. Because in her mind, she looking at it like, he should be glad he got me. I didn't even want him. And that's another thing, guys. If you tried to get with somebody and they didn't like you, that's the end. They rejected you, that's the end. I'm telling you for your own good. If they rejected you in the beginning, move on. Move on. Move on. Move on. But he's basically, and for what? Is her insides worth $700 million? No flesh is worth that much unless they go out and earn it for themselves. Nobody that didn't earn that money is worth that much. That's the corrupt system of the world. That's why it's too freaking risky, man. And if you want to, I'm going to show you how to do it. If you want to stick to one woman, you want her to be like your wife, you tell her, look, this is what we're going to do. Right now, at this current moment, I feel like you should be my wife. You're my wife material. You sit her down, you tell her that as long as you continue in these ways, you could be my wife. Now, it's up to you if that's the only one you want. If it's not, tell her right then and there that I don't believe in monogamy, and if you want to be with me, you got to accept that. Right then and there. No marriage license, none of that. If you don't get the marriage license and y'all go your separate ways, it won't even be in family court. It'll be in regular court. It'll be in regular court because you don't have a marriage license. So that's another way y'all could think of it. You know, if your morals, if you don't know what the Bible teach about polygyny, 2 Samuel chapter 12, God himself gave David 8 wives. Deuteronomy 24, other places, then, just protect yourself by not getting that marriage license. Now, as far as you having kids, that's where the prenup, even if you don't got a marriage license, you still should have a prenup. You take to a notary public, you have her sign it, that this is your wife. Apart from the marriage license, which is against your religious beliefs, that's how you put it. And get her to agree that if y'all go y'all separate ways, that you gonna be allowed to pay for your own kids outside of any court. This stuff you got to put in there. Then you could, I got the notary public signature right here. Now, how can they accuse you of any crimes? The system is set up against men. The whole entire way of life, the way people think, a lot of this stuff is set up against men. And you should know that. You should understand that, and you should protect yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be one of the ones that you're going to look at marriage down the line when y'all start getting older, and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, man. If I leave, I'm a homeless vagabond. That's why a lot of guys is dealing with this right now. They know if they leave, their kids is going to be in disarray, and they ain't going to have, their money going to take a massive hit. I saw it firsthand. Like, even with my own father, like, he told me himself, you know, I ain't going to put all their business out, but some things went down, and he was basically protecting his pension. These just the facts, man. We ain't gonna get into that too much, you know. It's just, I got a lot of examples, y'all. Got a lot of examples. Then you start, and here's another thing that happens sometimes. This is how you know how nasty your divorce is gonna be. When y'all start having parental, the way your ideals towards the kids, y'all in disagreement, that is a problem. Let's say you the type that you want to prepare your kids physically and emotionally to shield themselves from the evils of the world. But her main goal is to protect them emotionally. I mean, that down the line, that could be a problem, especially if you got young sons, 5, 6. That could be a problem. Like, they'll grow up, they won't know how to handle it when people reject them. Stuff you got to think about, man. I'm telling you, this cancel culture is the rejection generation. I call it the rejection generation. Some people call it cancel culture. I use the term cancel culture, but it's the rejection generation. And that's why I watch my video on the 80-20 rule. Watch a lot of my videos. You will see me all the time trying to help you shield yourself from the rejections that you're going to face from people. And to steer you towards the Most High. You and him, one-on-one. And all that, anything that will make you wimpy or diminish you as a man, that people try to say is God, do your own research, throw that right out into the trash. That's why the church is 75% women, because a lot of the guys in there be catering to them. They don't know the truth themselves. They setting guys up for failure. And these women be practically not even having sex with their husband, but then they think they spiritual. How is you spiritual doing that? You done fell off. You done fell off somewhere. Anybody that's doing that, you don't have a desire for your husband, but yet you want him to be faithful to you. You want this. You want that. You shouldn't even be married. You say, oh, my back hurt. I got a bad left knee. Then you shouldn't be married. What you should be is in physical therapy. Because if you want that man to be faithful to you, but yeah, you don't even got no desire for him. You don't want him. Why don't you just leave? Because you don't even want him, but you want him to be faithful. So in other words, he got to take his sexual vigor, right? And throw it away, right? Just to be with you. You that good. You and that lady, the sheik's wife, y'all that good. Where he should just have a limp wingding the rest of his life. Unless he chooses to watch porn which he shouldn't even have to watch porn. A lot of guys, they watching it because they have to, not because they want to. They getting their jollies off. Always remember, you get 2 million sperm cells a day. That stuff would be all the way up to here if you don't. Well, we ain't gonna be nasty. We ain't gonna be nasty. But y'all get what I'm saying. Those biblical guys that Solomon had 700 wives, 300 concubines. We taught to have one, and a lot of these women, they don't even be wanting to do nothing. What are you supposed to? Come on, man. No. I'll challenge anybody. Come in the comments. Do whatever you got to do. I'll challenge anybody right now to a debate on this subject. Anybody. If you think only thing that's righteous is monogamy, which as long as she's being a helpmate, she's doing her part, nothing wrong with that if you choose that. If you choose that, there's nothing wrong with it. But there's something wrong with it if you're choosing it on somebody that's not having sex with you. There's something wrong with it if you're choosing that on somebody that's disrespecting you. There's something wrong with you. You don't have no self-value, no self-worth. It's time to drop these ladies that don't want to be helpmate, that don't have sexual desires for you. Give them back to the streets and let them, some of them with that pent up sexual desire that they trying to reward and punish you with, give them back to the streets. And then all of that, them trying to act like they all that, let's see how righteous you are. Let's see. When you not married no more, and this is another thing they do. Some of them is holding sex against guys because they want you to cheat so that they can justify them leaving you and taking all your money in a divorce in front of all the people that they want to respect them spiritually or in whatever way. And then they go and show their true colors. Probably the same night somebody smashing or getting sucked off. Same night, same week. Easy work. Easy. The majority of them, easy. But with you, Mr. Provider, Mr. Protector, she don't want you no more. She don't want you. The only way you can be with her, you bow down, you cater. Yes, ma'am. Yes, dear. Happy wife, happy life. Only way you can be with her. It's the only way. But if you put your foot down masculinely, or whatever the word is, you got to go. But let me withhold sex from this person so that he will go out and do something. And now I can justify it in front of my mother, my father, my sisters, my cousins, my nephews. When they see me with another guy on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and whenever else. Especially church women do this all the time. Come on, man. If you still think the Christian church, Islam, Hebrew, or any of this stuff, all these little government division factories, you still think those is the way? I can't help you. Video's getting long. Thanks for watching. This is The Truth, Man. This is The Truth, Man. I would entitle this, maybe I'll tweak it a little bit, that marriage is good if it's right. But if it's wrong, it's too risky. And it's usually going to be, for most people, it's going to turn into wrong. But if it stays right, and you ladies, be the oddball. Be the oddball. Be the one who comes in loyal, faithful, you married a person that you wanted. If you don't want them, you tell them that, you move on. You loyal, you faithful. You ain't getting numbers, you ain't flirting. You have sexual desire for him, even when your little parts get old. You still want him. You cook for him, you help him in whatever way you can. But the main things is you loyal, you respectful, you faithful. You deserve marriage. If that's what you're going to do, you deserve marriage. Consistently. Never stop it till a death. Till one of y'all die. Because the minute you start stopping, no matter what your reason is, he needs to dump you on your head. And I don't mean physically. I mean in terms of not being with you no more. But thanks for watching. This is The Truth, man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. I have another new subscriber. His name was Muhammad. It was a couple extra letters. Thanks for subscribing, man. And I know you won't be disappointed. And all the rest of you new subscriber, I do thank you. Make sure you subscribers leave titles in the comments that you want me to talk about, and I will talk about them as soon as possible in the order they were received. But thanks for watching. And like the Terminator said, I'll be back.